bill is bill drops. Supposed relief bill, COVID relief bill. And there's a whole bunch of stuff attached to it. People on really both sides of the main aisles are mad. Why would they do that? Why would they only give you $600 of money that they printed from thin air, or rather stole from assets of unborn people? Why would they not give us more of that? Why would X amount of dollars, millions of dollars, go to this country and this foreign country to fight this cause? Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to try not to, for the sake of monetization, I'm going to try to keep it clean. It's going to be very difficult, so y'all got to bear with me. Every clown that advocated for the lockdown is complicit in what happened. So I don't want to hear your griping. I don't want to hear griping from a leftist that have advocated lockdowns, mask mandates, shutting people down, restricting their mobility, or rather their ability to be able to do things because of a virus with a 99% survival rate. Okay? You don't have a leg to stand on to be frustrated. You don't. Because this came into fruition because of clowns like you and the people that you support. That's why that happened. Not only was this a bad solution anyway, right? Because the money is coming from nowhere. They don't got money. You're not getting your money back that you thought you paid in taxes. Like I broke down in my previous video, that's not even what they pretend that this bill or any stimulus bill for that matter is. That's money that is just out of nowhere for the most part. And that's why we say, if you understand how money works in central banking system, or rather the Federal Reserve, and where that money actually comes from, deficit spending, debt, you're selling off assets of unborn people. That's why we say that, right? Never mind, that's a terrible solution anyway to this problem. The solution is just, I don't know, let people be free, make decisions for themselves, take whatever risk for themselves, instead of forcing them to be locked down or forcing them to be restricted to have to do certain things in order to remain open. Thousands of businesses have closed down, not because of COVID-19, but because of the government's response to it and shutting folks down, much of which certain folks advocated and are still advocating. And then when that happens and your clown behind gets the raw end of the deal, and they give you a little measly $600 that's not going to do anything. And for most of y'all, for many of y'all, you're not even going to be eligible, depending on your taxes. You can't be frustrated. You are an idiot if you seriously thought that just anybody paying attention, that when you understand how the state operates, that they were somehow going to reward you with a lot of money to take care of your expenses after shutting you down for 8, 9, 10 months, however long that it's been. You're stupid. You're stupid. But it's your fault, right? It's your fault. This is why I can't take people, more specifically, from not saying exclusively, because there were conservatives that were on me for advocating against the lockdowns earlier on, but a lot of it's come from the left. You're stupid. This is what you deserve. You advocated for this and now you mad because you got the raw end of the deal? And I can't take clowns serious like AOC, right? Of course they were going to throw a bunch of bull crap in the actual thing, right? AOC's clown behind talks about how, well, we got this 5,000 page bill and we're expected to vote on it in a few hours, after the fact that we got. There's no way we can read everything that's in it. What does she do? Go look up the voting records for the most part. She vote yes. She's a bunch of hot air. She's talking out her ass. The things that Rand Paul and Massey have been talking about forever. Amash as well. Not having time to read it, actually reading it, not going by what the just title says. And this is how it works. They give you this pork, all this nonsense tacked onto it. You get the crap end of the deal. And of course they vote for it. And what's the excuse? Why do they say that they support it? Well, Americans need relief. So I'd rather you get the $600 than nothing. because they're going to sit there and gripe. This is something that I was saying before the first bill. And this is why I have no problem treating these people like my enemy. This is where it gets dark. If this year taught me anything, it's that I don't have room, and I need to be less tolerant, let's say that, to people that want me dead or are what I call control freaks. These people have advocated and basically ruined people's lives and their livelihoods for the sake of a virus with a 99% survival rate. They did that. Don't forget that they did that. They did that. You could call them naive because they thought, well, if we just sit in, they'll just pay us and everything's going to be fine. I understand where that money comes from, but also that wasn't going to happen. That was never an option. That was never on the table. You are the enemy, and stuff like this coming to fruition. So you get a problem that shouldn't have ever been a problem, right? You constantly kick the can down the road. You constantly bait and switch. 15 days to slow the spread turned into the vaccine. And now they say you get a vaccine, you still got to cover your face, social distancing, you still have to have all of these restrictions. So what are we doing, right? So since they did all of that, lied constantly, and then their leaders spit in your face. No, they don't spit in your face. They piss in your face. And they buck at you like that. Like, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? Yeah, we gave you these rules that you must follow. We done locked you down. I'm about to go chill at the restaurant. I'm about to go link up with my family, unlike what I told you, right? I told you not to do that. I'm gonna do it. That's basically what they do. They spit in you. They pissed in your face and then they bucked at you like that. Like, what you gonna do about it? And the people that have advocated for this type of system, they're complicit. But when we talk about getting on the other side of this, right, and why this is such a problem, right, this isn't a new thing. There's plenty of bills that exist that have a bunch of garbage tacked onto it. It's misleading. Nobody actually reads them, including the people that you vote for. But it has a title or a generic, vague sort of breakdown that people lead with and say this bill is what it does. It does this. So if you're against that, and then you're against. Like, let's say if you vote against the bill or you don't want to support the bill, then you're against this sort of cause, no matter what kind of garbage that they tacked on to it. The reason why that's even a system that exists is because many of y'all are control freaks. You sit up here and call folks like myself and libertarians crazy. You're living in a fantasy land. It'll never work when you talk about getting the government out of this, and that. It'll never be a thing. It'll never exist. What have you gotten from the system that you advocate? You bitching right now. You bitching right now. What is the trillions of dollars in debt, the constant deficit spending as they monopolize the money? They've devalued it, your currency. What have you gotten out of it? This year should have shown you that. But the reason why we can't get on the other side is because they're control freaks. Their leaders are control freaks. They're control freaks. They want the power to exist, to do what they want, enforcing you and using aggression upon you. They're control freaks. No matter what they say in terms of who they care about and what the type of populace they're trying to take care of. That doesn't mean anything. They're control freaks. And that's why this system exists. The solution has long been put right in front of your face. The problem is the fact that this institution has this power. They shouldn't have it. Now, granted, if they don't, a lot of y'all gonna be asked out because that comes with a sense of responsibility and accountability that folks don't want. They want the state to be their mama and their daddy. But they're control freaks. They need you to be submissive to them, They need you to listen. It's not listen. It's not. They're not asking anything when it comes to the state. They're forcing you. But the reason why this will continue to be a problem is because they want the power for themselves. And they can't come to terms with that. So they don't even see, only thing they see as a problem is with how the power gets used. It's been abused over the course of human history, over the course of American history. And you've seen what happened this year. It really, really, really be like magnified, multiplied, the abuse. That only is there because folks allow it to exist. You don't get to tell me nothing as a libertarian because I've been trying to warn you crackheads about this. So when you bitch and moan about the measly $600 that you're getting, this is the system that y'all fools advocate. The only solution, there's only one solution, and that's to get rid of the power. But control freaks can't see that. Control freaks don't want that. Control freaks want to control you. And they want that power to use for themselves. They talk about democracy and these other aspects, acting as if that's positive. Those aren't positive things. Voting for people isn't good. That's not good. That you get to vote for some crackhead ass idiot that gets the majority of the vote, who then goes to Washington to then vote for whatever policies that it is that they have. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. That's a bad thing. And it should be rid of. The solution is working towards getting the power back into the hands of the individual. And because these control freaks don't want that, we're going to deal with problems like this until, well, it gets very, very ugly. The minute y'all let go of that, this I don't know what to really call it, but you have this way about you where you want control over people that disagree with you, that don't want to do what it is that they do. You want their money. You want them to fund your ideals. The minute you drop that idea, the better off, the more prosperous society in general will be. But that would require you to drop your control freak. So I'm not trying to hear anybody, especially someone that's been ahead of this for as long as I had been, right? I was ahead of this. Go look at my videos back in February and March. And for someone like myself that's been talking about this and watching everything that I said would happen, I'm not trying to hear y'all fools that have been advocating for this be mad. You get what you deserve. And the minute you are ready to actually say, maybe there's something wrong with this system, where we put people in positions of power and then they have so much control that they can dictate how people must run their lives, right? How people must run their life. Doesn't matter if it's at the state level, or the federal level. Doesn't matter. Once you come to terms with that and you realize that maybe controlling other people isn't the right thing to do, we'll get on the other side of this. But that is going to come with some soul searching that a lot of y'all fools not ready to do. They're not ready. And you're a control freak.